Hi, I'm Milena. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to my new home. Everything looks very different right now. This is the only corner in my house that is not, I want to say, a complete mess. The house is coming together nicely, but I wanted to sit somewhere cozy. So we're sitting in the bedroom today to talk about the books I want to read in January. It's been 2 months since I played TBR Board, so I was really excited to play it again. I got the TBR Board out of its package. I am filming all of this on my phone, so I'm sorry if the quality is a bit different, but my camera is currently still very protected in boxes. But I just couldn't wait to sit down and film a cozy video again. Of course, there are still book clubs going on. The book for the Hobbitses book club is And the Mountains Echoed, which I hope to still read a little bit of in December, but I will probably take it on into January, so that will possibly be part of the TBR board. But I'm also part of a George Eliot read-along. I will leave the read-along information in the description down below, but we are going to read Romola by George Eliot in January and February. So this will be going on the TBR as well, because I do honestly think I need the full 2 months for this beast. It's not that big, but I've heard it's incredibly challenging. So let's do the first roll. So welcome to the mess. Believe it or not, it's actually been a while since I played TBR board. When I played in October, I ended right here on top 20 classics list. So we're just going to continue. Very first roll is a 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is a fantasy. First roll was a genre roll, and that was fantasy. And for fantasy, I'm going to pick one of the books that I wanted to read in December this month, but that's so not going to happen. And that is Tower of Thorns by Juliette Marillier. This is the second book in the Blackthorn and Grimm series. I really enjoyed part 1, which was Dreamer's Pool, and this apparently follows a bit of different characters than the main series, but I've heard it's still incredibly enjoyable, so I cannot wait to give this one a go. The series is set, it feels a bit historical, it feels magical. I think it classifies as historical fantasy. It also feels a little bit like myth. The series feels to me very dark, but also romantic and historical, and it discusses some social topics as well. And most of it is set in the countryside and the woods, which I just love. Right, roll number 2 is a 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, which is a contemporary. Roll number 2 was contemporary, and I've been trying to read all the winners of the Goodreads prize, so I'm definitely going to pick one of the winners for this prompt, and I'm going to read Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow by Gabrielle Zevin, which I'm not really sure what it is about. I think it is about 2 people, so it's like a romance, and they work, I think, in the gaming industry. That is all I know about it. It's supposed to be quite heartbreaking. I've seen a lot of people read and love it. I also really love the physical edition. I think I will read it on my Kindle unless I go to the bookstore unplanned and I find a nice edition. Who knows? But yeah, this one won the fiction prize for the Goodreads prize. It fits the prompt, it fits the challenge, and let's see if I like it. Roll number 3. Oh, roll number 3. Is it 3? 1, 2, 3, which is a George Eliot. Roll number 3 was an author tile, and I have 3 of these tiles, one of which is a new one, and we landed on it, and that is the George Eliot tile. And of course it is perfect because of the George Eliot read-along, and I'm of course going to read Romola for that prompt. Romola is an historical fiction set in the Medici era in Florence. It is about Romola. Her father is a scholar, and I think she's going to get married, and she's very unhappy in her marriage, and we follow her throughout her life. It's kind of what I know about it. I do want to do a little bit of research, but again, if you want to join the Romola read-along, which I would love it if you would do that, all the information is down below, and I'm reading this together with some lovely co-hosts. Roll number 4. It's a 4, wow. 1, 2, 3, 4, which is a historical fiction with a TBR card. Backlist from favorite author. Roll number 4 was a genre tile, which was historical fiction with a silver lining, which means that I also have to pick a TBR card. So I picked this TBR card, which is Backlist from favorite author. All my favorite historical fiction authors are mainly authors that are constantly publishing new things, and I read them right away when they publish something new. So this is not an author I would yet call a favorite because I've only read one book by them, and that is Eliot Harper. I read their first book in this series and I really enjoyed it. It was one of my 5 stars of 2022, so I'm going to read part 2 in the series. I'm really sorry, the camera cut me off. Filming on your phone is an adventure, to be quite honest. But I'm going to read The House with the Golden Door by Eliot Harper, which is part 2 in the series that I really enjoy. This is set in Pompeii and we follow women who work in a brothel. In the first book we follow our main character who tries to survive there, and I'm not really sure what's going to happen in book 2, but I'm really excited for it. I believe it's going to be a trilogy, so part of me feels like I should wait till the third book is also there, but it's also exciting to keep up with a new series. I think Eliot Harper has the potential to become a new favorite. I'm using it for the prompt, even though it doesn't fit the prompt perfectly, but it will have to do. Roll number 5 is another 4. Didn't really do that right. 1, 2, 3, 4, which is a modern classic. Roll number 5 was a genre roll and this was a modern classic. And I have many options for this because I love modern classics. But I think I'm going to go back to a favorite author and a book that has been on at least 2 TBRs that I've been delaying for at least a year, and that is The Years by Virginia Woolf. This is a book that I'm extremely intimidated by because not only Virginia Woolf's writing, which is incredibly challenging, it just touches my heart every time, but The Years is one of her biggest books. I think it's over 400 pages. The Years follows a family throughout a longer period of time, I believe, and Virginia Woolf really had a shift in her writing when she came to writing The Years. So I am both excited, intimidated, scared, all the feelings. Just a great book to start 2023 with. I hope I will finally actually read it and not push it off the TBR again because I'm so intimidated. And the final roll number 6 is another 4. Wow. 1, 2, 3, 4, which is a historical fiction again. The final roll was a genre roll and that was an historical fiction. And I'm going to pick a book from the Goodreads winners again. I could have picked the actual historical fiction winner, but I think I'm going to read that one in December. So I am going for Lessons in Chemistry. This is set in the 1960s and it is about a woman who works in a science-based field and about women working in that field in the 1960s. This really does sound like my cup of tea. From the entire Goodreads winners list, I think I will enjoy this one. Maybe not most, but it's definitely a contender of being the favorite of the vlog that I'm filming for that challenge. If you've read any of the Goodreads winners, then please let me know which one you really loved. Are there any of your favorites that won one of the awards? I'm really excited that for this TBR I'm getting back to some favorite authors, some authors that I really loved, which is just a big promise for starting 2023 out strong reading wise. Let's hope so. I hope that you have a great start of your reading year. If you've made any goals, let me know. I would love to know what you want from your reading in 2023. For now, I hope that you have a lovely day or evening, and I hope to see you in another video. Doei!